You didn't just find this video. You crossed a doorway inside your own consciousness. Out of billions of people, you're the one here, in this exact moment of your life. This isn't random. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why every wrong decision, every missed path, was actually your higher self aligning your timeline. The quiet pull in your heart, the memory of paths you didn't take, the versions of yourself that stayed as possibilities. They're rising now, not to scare you, not to accuse you, not to judge you, but to witness what you became despite everything. You have made so many decisions. Some led to something beautiful, some led to pain. There was a job you thought you needed, a person you were sure you'd spend your life with, a business you were certain would change everything. But then something you weren't even sure about, a decision that didn't make sense at the time, ended up becoming one of the best choices of your life. That is how your higher self and the universe communicate with you, quietly, indirectly, through what you call accidents and detours. If you've ever made a decision you weren't sure about, and it later became one of the best things that ever happened to you, type it in the comments. You know that feeling, a presence you can't explain, a sense that your life could have gone in 1,000 different directions. Your career, your relationships, your home. You could have chosen something else, but you chose this. Why? Because the universe has a way of making decisions for us that we don't recognize until much later. Those other versions of you, the ones who took the other paths, they're not angry, they're not disappointed, they're simply watching to see who you would choose to become. Not every path you walked away from was a mistake. Some were disasters dressed as opportunities. Some would have drained your spirit quietly over time. So every decision you made, good or bad, was a reflection of your higher self talking to you, protecting you, positioning you. Those unlived versions of you, they're not mourning what never happened. They're admiring your courage for choosing differently. So forgive the version of you who didn't know what you know today. The one who stayed when leaving felt impossible. The one who left when staying would have broken them. You moved with the light you had, and that light was enough. If this resonates with you, type in the comments, "I have forgiven my old self." You didn't fall behind. You didn't miss your destiny. You were growing in hidden places, the way stars form silently long before anyone ever sees them. Every pause, every hesitation, every moment where it felt like others were rushing ahead while you stood still, that wasn't weakness. You were listening to a frequency only your soul could hear. You weren't late, you were aligning. Your past is not fixed. Your memories, your choices, your what-ifs, they exist as layers of possibility until your consciousness gives them meaning. In quantum physics, particles exist in many states at once until they are observed. Your past works the same way. Every memory sits in potential, but the moment you look back with compassion instead of regret, with gratitude instead of shame, your reality shifts, your inner world reorganizes, your emotional gravity changes, and your external reality has no choice but to adjust to match it. You're not changing the events, you're changing the meaning, and that meaning determines which timeline you step into next. Most people never reach this point, but you just did. Growth isn't straight. Consciousness doesn't move in lines. It spirals. Whatever direction you chose that led you here, was your higher self directing you the entire time. What once felt like failure will eventually reveal itself as preparation. What once felt like the end was really a doorway disguised as loss. There is no falling behind. There is no lateness. You are unfolding at the rhythm of your own soul, a rhythm no one else can live for you. Reality is not something outside you. It is something reflecting you. You're not just living in the universe. You are living in a feedback system that responds to your state. Your thoughts don't create your life. Your state does. Let that sink in. When you shift your relationship to your past, the mirror shifts. When you release regret, your timeline changes. When you look at your history with wisdom instead of wounds, you step into a new field of possibilities. You were never stuck. You were simply misaligned. Now, you're remembering. There comes a moment when everything reorganizes. Your heart and mind sync. Your frequency stabilizes. Your field becomes coherent. When this happens, Synchronicities accelerate, opportunities align, timelines collapse into clarity, not because you forced reality, but because you stopped sending mixed signals. This is coherence, not hoping, not wishing, not imagining, being the version of yourself who has already crossed the threshold, already transformed, already aligned. Type this in the comments section. The decision I made to become who I am today was not a mistake. You have released the old version of yourself. You have rewritten the meaning of your past. You have collapsed the old timelines. Now comes the real moment the field has been waiting for, not the choice of action,